let's see what's going on.
We're just getting the camera back.
Apparently it's something to do with the camera. But the show will be getting, well, not exactly on the road, but on the lake soon. So bear with us. There is a coffee stand over here, so grab yourself a coffee.
Did something with the camera.
Just sorting out the camera, and they'll be getting back into position. See, Ross is driving the black boat. Howard Ramsden, the chief judge, is standing at the back. Howard himself was a skier back in the day.
So, yeah, we get a little bit of
Briefing, everybody
hiccups.
ski back on, we're on our way.
Yes, these little hiccups always do happen. Although during the competition, the last couple of days, what I think was remarkable was first of all the timing, and I can assure you that very rarely have we seen the tournament starting on schedule. I would say never, and this one was really something because not only did it start on schedule, but the schedule was really, let's say, very kind of unique. Starting at 6:15 in the morning and having all the skiers, all the judges, all the boats, and everything ready to go at 6:15 in the morning is really something.
Well, maybe it's quite something for you Greeks. And I was hosting Bruno. It was quite something for the French as well. But it's a big surprise to you, but South Africans tend to wake up pretty early, like 5 o'clock is not uncommon, to go and have a run, to go off to the gym. But I do understand you've been suffering, and we do appreciate the pain that you've been going through.
Just explain to us, Robbie, does he have to come back on 52, 18.25?
No, he
Not
has
like
to
that.
come back at his preferred speed.
We've just had a question from one of our spectators saying, does Robbie have to do the same speed as Jonathan? Hell no, he doesn't. I don't think Robbie would know how to ski at 52 k's now on an 18-meter length.
Although I must say, we were taught a huge lesson some years ago when we watched
Alright,
Andy
we have our first skier on the water,
tournament.
Jonathan, starting
He started
52,
at
18 meter
49
line.
and 80 meter in a terrible weather, and he showed everyone that you can do it, and it's not bad to try and do that. So Jan, you can take it from here.
Well, we're seeing that ski nautique moving into position, and Jonathan, I'm sure his heart beating like anything, is going to be going down, hoping to knock out Robbie. So here he is in position. He's a big skier, pulling out to the left, and obviously he's got to make his gateway. Off he goes. The nerves must be quite something. He's gone around buoy 1, around buoy 2. He just has to make his first buoy 3 and around buoy 4, and he is going around. Oh my word! Did he? Oh, he didn't make it! Oh my word! Well, this is what happens. You can never tell what happens with skiing. I think he got overcome
Alright, I've got
by
to score 4
boy
points.
number 5. He had a score of 4 boys, and you know what? Robbie's safe to live another day.
Well, not yet. It's not over until it's over. But poor Jonathan, it reminded me of me, because that's exactly what I did on the third round. I was safely over 5, and then I something up. And of course I was in the water, but Jonathan managed to get to the end of the lake, so he doesn't have to swim that much.
Okay, next skier, Robbie Alexander, 14 meters, 55.
So Robbie's starting at 14 meters, 55. That is super easy for him. And Robbie, this is going to be tough on you. You're going to have to do more than 4 boys. Do you think he can do it? 14 meters at 55.
Well, yes, I think that's going to be very difficult
Okay,
for
run away.
him to do less than 6. He hasn't done that for more than 30 years, if not more. So that, yes, Robbie is off and he is going down the line. He's preparing for setup. He's all nice and wide and he's going to be taking into the gates and well, he has to do the gates and I think that he did. He's around 2. So 3 is nice and successful. He's not leaving at all. No chance to Jonathan around 5 and 6. And I'm afraid Robbie is through. So out of this first...
Alright, so Robbie's the winner. You can take your skier back to the dock.
So yes, we got the judges that Robbie is the winner and they're going to be going back to the dock for the next couple.
And I can see Sune over there. She must be delighted her husband's going through. Not that I think we doubt it too much, but Robbie's still king of his own water. And well done, Jonathan, for trying. It was a great effort, and I think it's going to be exciting
Jonathan back,
all the way to the
Yeah, we'll just take him back to the dock. Okay?
Yeah. So, Jan, who's the second couple so that we can sort of see how they will manage?
Well, this is going to be an interesting couple because it's Andrew Bose from South Africa and Bruno Chenezeau from France. Both of them are actually very, shall I say, similar skiers in as much as Andrew's now already getting into 12 on a regular basis. Bruno injured his ribs in one of his first skis when he arrived in South Africa. Then he didn't ski for about 6 days, but he's getting better and stronger. Andrew did 3 buoys in the competition, and Bruno did 2.5. But Bruno says he's feeling better every day. So they're actually two, unlike Robbie and Jonathan, where you had probably, yes, in fact, the highest and the lowest ranked skier. Here we've got the 2 closest ranked skiers, half a buoy between them. So it's going to be a real test. And I'd be very interested to know what they're going to start on. I think Bruno is probably going to start on 16. He usually starts on 14. And I would say probably Andrew's going to do the same. So 2 very closely matched skiers. It's going to be it's not going to be a case of luck, it's going to be a case of talent.
Well, yes, and a bit of nerves, because in a head-to-head, nerves play the biggest sort
Okay, this is
role.
just a little practice run.
But here, the challenge will not only be the actual
So Robbie advances to the next
pass,
round.
the first pass, as Jan has been saying, with 16 or 14, whatever they choose. But what is going to be the biggest challenge is the return, because the return is going to be on the 13-meter rope, and that is going to be the big challenge. If somebody usually starts at 16, 13 will be a big jump. That's why this is something that we will see in the startup, who's going to be running first and at what length they will decide to start. So we are all excited, waiting to hear from the doc what is going to be the decision.
But really it's going to be sudden death to them, is who wins the first, because the other one's going to get knocked out. So it's not as though they're going to be doing 13 together. It's they have to do, and who gets the first draw. I'm actually not too sure who is higher ranked between them. So who gets to choose? I'd like to hear, in fact I'll have a chat to the boat and find out.
So one is chatting with the boat and checking who's going to be the lead in this process. The skiers, the previous couple, are being returned to the dock.
I haven't got a start speed and length yet.
So they.
Thank you. So that was done from the ranking of this competition, I gather. So this is really interesting, and I'm sure they're using the ranking from this competition, which means that Andrew was half a buoy ahead of Bruno. And I've just chatted to Brett Neustadt on the boat, and I said, who's going first? And he said, Andrew's going first. He still doesn't yet have the speed and the rope length, but that's going to give Andrew a huge advantage. I have a feeling both of them are going to pass. So that draw is super, super important, but you can't do what Jonathan did and not finish that first pass.
Yes, definitely, Jan. This is going to be really exciting because it's, as you said, very, very much equally ranked skiers. Poor Bruno started with his injury, and of course you have Andrew, who's had his PB yesterday. Therefore, with what we were saying earlier, after a PB usually comes the anticlimax of not being that well. But it remains to be seen in the lake. In actual fact, our contestants are in the water and starting up. The first boat is ready to go.
Right, Andrew Bow is on the water, 55, 16 meter line.
Right, so Andrew has elected to ski at 55 on a 16-meter line, which is his usual start. So it's a good, predictable start for him. Andrew Bowes on the water, heading towards us, pulling out for buoy 1, and off he goes on a 16-meter line. So this should not be a problem for him. Going around buoy number 2, getting around 3, looking really good. And buoy 5, and can't see buoy 6, but I'm watching the spray, and congratulations, that's Andrew. He's had a clear pass, which means that even if Bruno has a clear pass,
Yeah, equal, and so Andrew goes past. So on equal par, Andrew will go past in this competition. This is how the rules have been set by the lake. So we are waiting for Bruno to come down and give the signal that they are all in the side. And
a question to the boat, if the next skier goes through on a challenging speed, do they win, or has Andrew won regardless?
Jan, the first pass is skier's choice. Second pass, so first
We know
pass
that.
doesn't matter, as long as you run it. Second pass is a 13 length must pass.
No, but when I say if the next skier also does 6, they've lost regardless.
Yeah, it's boy for boy on the first pass.
Thank you.
so Jan got it confirmed that boy for boy on the first pass, the first skier will win, irrespective of speed and the rope length. The second skier
Alright, guys,
has
you good to
decided.
go?
It's the pass that counts.
You do commentary for Bruno.
So Bruno is ready to go. The boat is creeping ahead and it's in position, and there he goes. So Bruno is starting off. He's kind of behind the boat, that's pulling out for his setup, and through the gates, past buoy number 1, nice and early and confident. Oh my God, that was a little jitter, but around number 3 now successfully. He's got his stuff together around number 4, around number 5, and safely around number 6 and through the gates. So they are both at the other end of the lake, waiting to come back at 13. Wow, this is going to be really exciting because both of them will be sort of jumping a couple of rope lengths for their next pass.
But at the end of the day, Bruno doesn't stand. The second person, if the first person clears it, the second person doesn't stand a chance.
No, it does, because if he clears it, then they both still they're going to come
Oh,
back
they
at 12.
have to do, yes.
So
They've
now
got to come back
13.
on 13.
13, both of
Right.
them.
So in fact, they do 2 passes, yes. No, that's great. That's fantastic.
But it's quick.
Yeah,
It's
it's
very
quick,
quick.
yeah. No, we're loving this format. So, in fact, between Andrew and Bruno, so they've both done 6 buoys. Now the question is, who can clear 13? This is quite a high standard, and I'm loving it because I think they've both gotten rid of their nerves. They've both done their 6 buoys, and now the pressure's on.
I don't think that they clear their nerves. Actually, I think that now the
What
nerves
did
are
Bruno
at the
start
maximum.
on? 14 or 16? Do you know?
This is nerves because it's 13. It's a big jump.
What did Bruno start on?
Right, Andrew Bowes coming back. 13. 1-3.
1-3.
So here we go. So we'll do commentary in reverse. And I see the ducks are all out, all on the side. In fact, they probably have the best view on the lake, watching the start and seeing the guys looking seriously nervous. So now the boat's coming back on 13. And there goes Andrew. He's not used to doing a jump from 16 to 13. This is really going to be putting the pressure on, and there he goes. Around buoy 2, and around buoy 3, and he's looking really... Oh, my word! Well, I would make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 3.5. 3.5, possibly 4, but no, he wasn't in the skiing position as he crossed it. So that looked like 3.5, which means...
If
Bruno,
does more than 3.5.
if you do 4 boys, you
Right, time
are
to do 4
going
boys.
through. Oh my word.
Yes, as we were talking earlier, I told you that although both of them have been keen skiers and 13 was something that they could run easily, it seems that nerves do play a role, and that 3.5 for Andrew was off balance and off the running. Now let's see if Bruno's going to match this up and whether he has the stamina to get it through.
Well, I know he's going to be very determined to make up for that hot boy that he was behind Andrew. I think he's going to want to do his best. But we could see, and it was clearly a case of nerves. Andrew, if you want to come up and chat us and tell us about your pain on the water, we'd love to chat to you. But even the boy before Andrew had buckled over, and then really as he was going around boy 4, that was it. He hit his nose in the drink as he was crossing the wake. But the pressure of jumping from 16 to 13 must have been really tough. Andrew, are you fine? Give us a wave. And here we have Bruno. Bruno going around buoy 2 and 3. Bit of wake on the water, he's got to get around this.
Yeah,
and he's made
made it.
4. Oh my word, and he's buckling as well. Oh my shit. How he finished that, I have no idea. Because
He didn't have
he
to,
knew
actually.
he had to make 4, but I think he was just a wreck after that.
Yes, this is a definite procedure that we have heard before as skiers. When you reach the point where you have beaten your opponent, you get a rush of adrenaline, and this is usually what a lot of skiers who are not experienced, it puts you off, and you might lose it. So the moment that he passed buoy 3, and he was at buoy 4, knowing that he had beaten Andrew, he the skiing really deteriorated and he almost fell down. But he did pull through and he ran 13 in the end. So he's safely passed and he'll be facing Robbie Alexander at the next round. Hurrah for him. Lucky him.
Well, I think most skiers do this sport because we're a bunch of adrenaline junkies. I think most of us, in fact, I can't think of anyone that's into drugs. I've heard of 1 or 2 in America, so we're not going to mention any names. But oh my word, what we put ourselves through. Yeah, this is going to be fun for Bruno, taking on Robbie, who owns this lake, literally in every sense. So the next 2 skiers are Richard
We
Levy.
take that because there's to give you the starting speed. So we have the only lady in this competition, the head-to-head, is going to be Mariana Conti against Levy. And of course, Jan, who's going to be starting first?
So we'll make a note of that. It's ladies first. Mariana's going to go first, and she is coming through on a 16-meter line. at a speed of 52. So Mariana usually gets into 13 meters. That should be a good, comfortable. Here she is in the course already, our only lady skier, and she is going around buoy number 3, looking really good, comfortable. I think she's keeping her head together, and oh, lovely. A clear pass for a fellow compatriot of yours.
Yes, Mariana is a mother of 4, and she is a keen skier herself. She has been third at the European Championship at some stage, and she's a keen skier. However, Mariana's better known for playing biriba and other sort of card games with my wife, which she really, let's say, kind of excels.
And I've skied at Poros, and Mariana is also well known for her dancing, which I love as well. And I remembered one competition, they were playing music on the dock, and Mari and I, we were dancing as though it was a disco, because it was a lot of fun, and I believe a lot of the skiers were complaining. Now we have coming in, Richard Levy coming in on 14 meters, so he's the first skier to start, which I think is a good speed. You start in 14 and then you upgrade to 13, it's a good progression. So Richard Levy wants to beat the lady, he's got to clear it, but coming in 14 meters at 55 k's an hour, he's got a great style, he's always early. Watch him go around, looking good. Going around buoy number 5, the water's a little bit choppy. And there he is through, so both skiers through. And probably going to give Richard an advantage going from 14 to 13. A bit of a jump for Mariana, but I think she's got her head together.
Yes, Mariana is pretty good at this, and of course, during her skiing she says that she's singing in her brain. And it might be the reason why we were cut off from YouTube yesterday, that we had not paid the proper kind of fees for the songs that were played in her mind. So we don't know what she's going to be singing as she's going to be starting off at 13, but it has to be something drastic so that she can have her chance against Robbie, which is her dream. She wanted always to challenge Robbie, and if Robbie can come through to Bruno, she will be able to face Robbie and save her husband, who is the next challenger to Robbie, from the competition.
You know, the thought of Mariana beating Robbie and her husband, I think, will drive both men to drink, and I believe neither of them do. And if not that, it'll make them suicidal. So this could be an incredibly dramatic day.
Definitely so. So Mariana will be starting off at 13, from what we are told.
Yeah.
The drivers are in position, and boat number 1 will be shortly starting off. Yes, it is off indeed, and the coast is clear, because earlier poor Bruno had to throw off a couple of ducks before he could really take off in the coast. So Mariana is around number 2 buoy. She broke at number 2, and she's inside number 3 buoy. So that's 2 for Mariana in this run. So it seems that Richard, all he needs to do is run 2.5 buoys, and he is clear. So that smashes every chance for Mariana to challenge Robbie.
In fact, Richard only needs 2.25 buoys. But I'm looking at the conditions of the water. Fair amount of chop. This is what they warned them. We are not stopping. There will be no calming down of the water. You guys are just going to hit the water one after the other. So yes, let's watch Richard and see what he's going to do. But I'm really sorry as a woman that I'm not watching a woman go all the way to the top with all the consequences that it would have brought with it. Really, I would have loved an absolute one-up for the ladies today.
Well, not only for the ladies, but also for Greece, because yes, we want Greece to be up there and challenge and join our friends in South Africa. So the boat is taking a bit of time to set up the steer, but yes, it's off again. And coming down the course. So Richard knows that he has to do more than 2 buoys. 2 1/4 would be just enough. And let's see how it's going to be doing that. So he's around number 1, and then around number 2, and he is through to the final because he also passed number 3. He's doing the whole course, showing off really that he is up to it. And he is going to put the fear of God in all his competitors in the next round as we're doing now.
Can you please set the show pass fast for that
So
pass so I
that
can
was
just check
6
if you're driving
buoys
straight?
on 13 for Richard. But you know, Richard had a fall like you on base yesterday, and he said he was battling to get it out of his mind, and he was really worried that he would have a fall on base. Well, he didn't. So Richard is through. So interesting. Now we've got Robbie in the first group through, Bruno from France, Richard from Johannesburg. And now we have a combination of Karen Sprague from Namibia and Chris Thompson from the UK are going to be on the water. Let's find out what they're going to be starting on.
Well, it's going to be amazing because Kyron is going to be coming out probably at 58, being a young skier, and Chris, of course, 55 or 52, depending on what he will choose in this first pass, because this is the whole idea that the skier in the first pass chooses whatever length and whatever speed he might have. At the second pass is where he has to go to 13, whether he likes it or not. Kyron from Namibia has been training in this lake, and he's been really, let's say, quite high standard of skiing. Yesterday he was a bit unlucky in his skiing. He didn't manage to do all his best, but he still qualified to be in this face-to-face, head-to-head competition. Chris?
Kyron coming 58, 14.
Yes, so yes, we just got it from the boats that Kyron is going to be on boat number 1. He will be coming down at 58, 16 meter row.
14 meter.
14 meter row, wow. So he is playing it very, very correctly and safely, because when he's going to be coming back at 13, he
Well
will be
done, Robbie.
really, let's say, in proper position.
What?
You guys are doing great.
Oh,
They're all wobbling, they're all over the place.
the guys, Robbie's just whispering in our ear to say the guys are as nervous as hell. I love it. So here we have Kyron at 14, at 55,
58.
at 58 k's an hour, and he's cleared. And this is going to be putting him in a good, Robbie, we want to chat to you. This is putting him in a good mental position to get back on 13 meters. We want to know the lowdown, Robbie. What's going on? Are the guys running off to the loo like I was all day yesterday, using up all the paper, feeling nauseous, wobbly legs? Tell us, we want to know the whole lowdown.
Jan, you hit it spot on. They're all nervous, they're all fluttering around like I was going to say the Italian flag. And, but the competition's great. This is mano on mano. This is not I'm skiing against myself. You got to beat your competitor. That's what it's all about. So, Kyron, we expect good things. He can run 11 meters, and let's see what.
Right, on the water.
Chris
55,
is going to put him
meter line.
Chris is quite solid, man.
Yeah, he's a very nice man.
I mean, you guys have to get. You could probably rank them mentally because you know some of the athletes themselves.
No, but it's good to hear that the athletes are all, let's say, in jitters. This is exactly what we want them. We put them in the right place and the right way. We want to continue to do this and keep the pressure up, because this is exactly
So
what
Chris,
is
boy
going to
1,
happen.
boy 2.
So Chris is in the leg now. He's boy 3. He's nice and confident. Boy 4, passing boy 5, and he's cleared boy 6 and home through the gates. So now we're going to be coming back, all of them at 13. Kieran at 58 kilometers an hour, 13.
Thanks, boys. Time good.
55. So, and Chris is also going to be coming back at 13. So let's wait and see what's going to happen here.
16. Do you know what it was? Do you know what his rope length was, Chris's?
16.
16. Well, usually the ducks are out and I see they are just having such fun, all sitting quietly, not giving them any trouble for the skiers. And oh my word, now Karen and Chris, there they are, waiting their turn. Chris wondering, doing that jump from 16 to 13. A tough call, but you know, it's often done in skiing where a skier will say, let's jump a pass, a speed, a rope length. It's often done for tactical reasons because of the wind, but I can't really say there's a head or a tailwind. It's no choice. The choice is made for him. He's coming back on 13, and this is where mentally resilient skiers are going to come to the fore. This is, you have to believe in yourself, you've got to keep super calm, and I think maybe doing a bit of yoga, belief in yourself, what do you think makes the difference?
No, alcohol.
Robbie, you're a great one to talk.
So here, basically, the mental exercise is you need to attack. There's no sort of backing out here. This is attack, attack, attack. Now for Kieran, this is going to be much easier and simpler because this is his normal program.
Yeah.
He starts at 14, so the second part is at 13. Therefore, it's going to be really, let's say, a piece of cake for him, which it is. He's just over 5, and he's just cleared the pass through the gate, so he is home safe, passing 13. So Chris is now with the nerves and the preparation. And basically, my recommendation to him is take no prisoners, attack, attack, attack. That's the only way that you can give the pass at 13.
With 13, yes, you're right. And I know Robbie always said you've got to come in strong from the very beginning. And there will be not a second where he can back off. It's going to be tough, it's going to be rough. And I must add, Karen was looking so solid, so strong. He's the first skier who skied 13 without a wobble, without any drama. He was just on the game. So, let's watch them and we will shortly announce the outcome.
Yes, so that the boat is preparing, the skier is in the water, well, he's been on the water all along, and of course we can't see them from where they're starting, but we can hear the boat when it's speeding down the lake.
Thank you.
So Chris is now going to be starting off at 13 down the lake to challenge Kieran. Kieran has already is safe at the other side of the lake and is waiting for his competitor, whether they're going to go further down the rope. So Chris is down in the lake, he's passed number 1. Oh my god, he went straight. That is definitely a matter of sort of, this is what we're talking about, nerves and about kind of how he will be attacking the place. So Kieran is through. Chris, I'm afraid, did not even try to challenge him.
I'm good.
Did someone tell him that he has to go around the boys, not just go straight?
Maybe they took Robbie's advice with the drink, have a bit of alcohol. This is exactly what it does to you.
I love Robbie's advice. For somebody who doesn't drink, he says, go and have a drink. That's probably why he did. I think maybe half a boy, but he just went straight.
I thought you would say half a bottle. This is what usually happens when you take on a new ski and you want to try it out and the settings are not right and you're just keen to ski on that ski and of course you go straight. It's the new ski effect.
I love it. We're just sitting here having fun at their expense. And the more nervous they get, I think the more fun we're having.
Yes, it's true. We love skiing, but when you are, let's say, in a head-to-head, the nerves are jittery and little butterflies are becoming like eagles in your tummy.
Yeah.
Cloaking.
Okay. So the next. So that was an easy one for Karen's break coming through. So we've got 4. So we've gone through half the field now with Robbie, Bruno, Richard, and Karen out of our first batch of 8 skiers, now down to those 4 skiers, and we have got another 8 skiers to go through, and they will quickly be chopped down to 4. So I didn't get to hear who the first skiers. Did
Yes,
you hear?
we didn't hear, and from the looks of it, it's not Sotiris. It is
It's debate.
it's Devet being the first skier out. Sotiris will be boat number 2. Devet did pretty well during the competition. He sort of was. He had to run after the competition to go to his school, his university. Poor chap. And he's back now, first pass, and actually a successful pass. Sotiris is going to be coming through next. Sotiris, as you well know, is owner of the Drepani ski school in Greece, the husband of Mariana Conti, and the father of 4. He has been many times champion, and of course he's the head mechanic of everything to do with correct craft, ski boats, handles, settings, and what have you. His mind is in little details and mechanics. He's got to have everything straight, and of course, on top of everything else, he is a keen skier. He will be starting at 14 meters rope at 52, sorry.
Right,
He just made the grade.
Coming in 14:52.
Yes, it's just been confirmed. He's going to be coming in at 14:52. He just made the grade. He is now in seniors 4, and this is his first attempt in a head-to-head at seniors 4. So at 52 kilometers an hour, 14-meter length, Sotiris first pass. I don't think he will have any trouble. He is a very, very steady skier, and he will sort of cruise through this one. But let's, Jan, talk us through it.
Sotiris is a very strong skier, both mentally and physically. He's got an incredible style. He's going around buoy 1, buoy 2, got a lovely reach. Watch him, he always keeps 6 cars, his chest lovely and open. He is having absolutely no problems, and although I must tell you, Devet did really well. Great hope for Devet as a skier. He's such a polite, delightful man, and I know you and I were going to sit here and slag all the skiers, but there's nothing to slag about Devet. He's a well-mannered, charming, delightful person, as of course is Sotiris. So it'll be interesting to see. I think that Sotiris is going to maybe be in a better position mentally, but what a breakthrough it will be for Devet
coming back
to
at
break a multi-champion like Sotiris.
Well, yes, it is a big challenge for him, especially now that he's going to be coming back at 13, a length that he hasn't been working very much on, because he is kind of at 14, and that's marginal for him. So jumping at his first pass, 2:13, at his 58 speed, 58. At 58 is going to be a humongous challenge, and this is something that we are keen to see today, and we are hoping the best for him. And even though we have been appointed to really, let's say, put the worst on people and hex them out, we are wishing the best for him, because he's such a sweet boy, and this is quite a big challenge.
Yeah, for him to jump from 14 and do a couple of buoys to 13, if he does more than 2, I'll be extremely impressed. Remember, big difference between Sotiris, skiing at 52 and Devet skiing at 58 k's an hour. Devet's going to be flying in, and the only way he's going to make it is to go hard from the start, don't give up, and have total belief in yourself.
Yes, as Andy Mapple's motto, leave nothing on the dock, give it everything. Give it everything. And this is it. Sort of, it's mentally and physically challenging, and that's why we love this sport. So we hear the boat revving up, and she's kind of starting. I think putting the skiers in position. Yes, and she's coming down the lake. At least we hear it coming down the lake. We can't see it. Yes. Oh. So he ran over one buoy, and that must be his personal best.
What a hectic viewing that was. Oh my word. I think his eyes were like saucers coming in. He went around buoy one. He absolutely doubled over. I thought it would be impossible for him to make two. He made two. And he skied his way out. Wow, wow, wow.
Well done, very well done. That was excellent, excellent. And this is what we love to see here. People giving their everything in order to challenge the next year. Yes, actually, we've said it earlier. This is mano a mano. This is not trying to improve on your own record, on your own performance. This is gladiator level.
Right, so Kiwi's coming back 13.
Well, Sortiris is coming in, obviously at 13, at 52. I think Sortiris is what, 67 years old now?
66.
66 years old, so he's new in this age group, breaking a lot of records. So I think we're going to see great results of Sortiris. We can't see boy number one. I'm just looking at Spray, but he is around boy number one. Around boy number two, he's got to get around as he's made it. He must be relieved now. And boy, 4 and 5, and he's going to make it strong, disciplined skier. So we have Sortiris, a case of age beating youth. So congratulations to Sortiris, but truly well done to you, Devet. That was a great, great effort. We are so proud of you. And Sortiris, you've had a great weekend of skiing, and you are going to be out there amongst the rest of the kings from this first round. And the next on the water is going to be Simon Fairbank versus Spiridon.
Against Spiros Stranos. He is again from Greece, and he's here. It's going to be a big challenge for him too. The first pass is not going to be such an issue as it's going to be the second pass, since in the tournament he never managed to clear 13. So that's going to be a bit challenging for him, and he's got 2 handicaps. I mean, he's got Rosa with him during this visit into Africa, which she's tried to help him in his relaxation all these days. Correctly, Jan said distraction, which we were happy to join them. And well, actually, he's had some very, very good dinners and a very good time in Africa. So maybe that's going to be compensating and help him through the 13 he's going to have to face after he goes through the first pass. In his first pass, I imagine he's going to start off at 55.16. Will be confirmed by the judges, and we'll have also Simon, who I think Simon started at 14 during the competition. So we'll see what they will be confirming and who's going to be the first boat. So Jan, over to you.
Well, Simon's an interesting character as well, because yesterday, before the competition, he decides to compete in a 100-kilometer cycle race. I mean, as though water skiing isn't enough. And, you know, funny enough, he didn't do all that well. I wonder why. And he had such a race to get here. I wonder how his legs felt after a 100k cycle race to come along and ski in an international ranking
The best way to
event.
describe it is wobbly.
Who's on the water first?
It seems like it's yes, it's Spiros. Spiros Taranos is on the
Spiros is on the
water.
water first, so over to you.
Yeah,
Support the
Spiros
Greeks.
is over the sort of start off. Yes, Will will run number 1. Number 2 very nicely. 3 is in the pocket, so now he's getting his nerves down. 5 safely, and I think around 6 and into the end of the course. I think that's the Spiros pulled it through. 6 boys confirmed by the judges, and so that Spiros is got the advantage now. Let's see whether Simon, after his 100 kilometers, will not have too much wobbly legs.
No, so that fortunately for Simon, that race was yesterday, and I'm hoping he had a good night because he's going to
It hits
need
you.
all the energy.
Usually it hits you 2 days
No,
later.
you're just being Greek. You hope you're supporting the Greeks.
Of course
You
I
know,
do.
Big George is saying it's going to hit him today. That's absolute nonsense and total wishful thinking. So Simon, I'm the South African and I'm behind you, Chomi. Ek is agter jou. Jy moet net ski en jy moet, you've got to eat those Greeks for breakfast.
Yes, we're going to give you a heavy stomach, of course.
Yeah, probably
Yes,
indigestion.
because we've gone through so many crises. We're so lean and mean, so therefore we're going to fall at the ton of bricks after being eaten.
No, I think
Can you
it's
come?
okay, so you're going to give us diarrhea.
Sorry, yes, we can come. Okay, on our way. 14 meters for Simon Fairbank.
So Simon Fairbanks is ready to go, and the boat is creeping up, pulling the rope, and it's taking the time. Yes, and they're off.
So now we know quite clearly who's supporting who. Simon, I'm behind you all the way. He's just hit 35, so he's now skiing at 55 k's an hour. I do believe he's coming in on 14. Good choice. Simon, my pal, you just need no battling allowed, just keep a good position. You're looking fantastic. You haven't had a cycle, you're feeling loads of energy, and you're out to eat those Greeks for breakfast.
Thanks, boys.
Yeah. So Spiros, also known as White Swan because of his white plumage, his hair. It's not that long, but at least the color is right. So he's a tall fellow, ex-basketball player. He was very good at basketball, but he started skiing very, very late in life. He started at 49, believe it or not. And he is sort of really keen skier now, and it's kind of part of his life, as it is for all of us. So waiting for him to start at 13. This is going to be a huge challenge for him. He's going to be really, let's say, hyped up. Let's hope that his not too much hype. And of course, the glorious dinner he had last night, he was telling us about African food, will not come the wrong side of his body in this process. So the boat is lined up and it's creeping up, starting for the run.
Alright, Spiro's coming back 13.
Spiros coming back 13, confirmed by the judge.
At 55.
The boat is slowly creeping up, creeping up, creeping up. Can't hear the engine yet. And it's off. It is off. No ducks in front of him, so that's going to be pretty good. No distractions, so it's set up and coming in for number 1. He's to number 1 and confidently around number 2, but he really crashed at number 2, so he will be given probably 1.5. 1.5. So that's
1.5 scored.
despite his effort, he managed just 1.5.
You know, I'm crying for Greece. 1.5 boys. Well, what can I say? Let's hope that we're going to see a great result from Simon. I'm hoping for a 6. What do you say?
Well, I'm thinking that if he can manage one, that would be great after these 100 kilometers and all these wobbly legs. And of course, we see a lot of tugs now coming over and congregating and probably giving him a better handicap. But Jan, apart from wishing the Greek well, yes, it is the better skier that has to come through. And let's see whether he is the skier that he claims to be.
Well,
Okay, Simon coming back at 13. He needs 1.5 and more.
So Simon coming back on 13, he needs 1.5. But I have it on the best authority that cycle race yesterday has just made him feel so strong and so confident, and he is so in his game. He's pulling into buoy number 1, and he is going around buoy number 2. He is beating South Africa, beating again, going around buoy number 4, and just to rub it, South Africa into Greece's face, he is doing the complete course as a
Simon goes through.
Yes, of course, he will have an opportunity against Sotiris during the next round. So let's see, let's say, the who's going to be laughing last. So the next couple. So it's Scott Ely Stewart, well known as Stu. He was commenting yesterday during the competition very, very successfully. And he is back from competition in Greece during the Christmas Cup, where he got thrashed by a lady in the head-to-head over there. Of course, that lady was none other than world champion Angeliki Andriopoulou. But actually he's here and he's done pretty well in the second and third round, so that he will be challenging Van der Horstedt, so that this is the next couple. We're going to be here from the boats who's going to be running first and at what lines. I'm handing over to Jan for this couple.
Well, Big George, there will be peace between us because there are no Greeks or South Africans in this one. We have the United Kingdom versus Belgium.
Right, first up is Luke.
Luke is going to be on the
52,
water.
we should change the rope.
So he's coming in at 52, and I think on the 18, yes, it'll be on the 18-meter rope. I know Stuart is going to be going on to Namibia next weekend. There's going to be an international competition at the Von Bach Dam, which is near Windhoek. And yeah, Luke on the water first. So he's from Belgium, but he's living in South Africa. He's now bought a house in Hart Bay, and he's in sports psychology. And I sometimes wonder how it works, because I sometimes wonder what his thinking is, but that's between us. And I'm safe while he's on the water and he can't stand and he's sitting on a bit of a coward. But there he goes, around buoy 1. Around, whoa, leaning out a little bit too much. I think it's recovered a bit. And around, yeah, going around buoy 5. Whoa, not an easy run, but he made it.
Yeah, he
you know,
did
we're
make
not
it really,
judged
yeah.
by beauty, finesse, style, or anything like that. We're judged by boys.
Yes, beauty doesn't come into it, and of course he was struggling, and we don't know whether it was water, the weather, his sort of disposition, his mental. Yes, yes, maybe our commentary has helped creating this disarray. We will be seeing now Stu coming in probably at 14:55. That is his usual starting speed, but it's going to be confirmed by the judges as we are waiting for the boat to take position for the start. Just a bit of mechanics. You need to understand that the lake is not that wide at the beginning, therefore it takes a bit of cajoling to get the boats out of the way for the second boat to go with the skier to the end of the lake. So this is a situation, and it's been handled fantastically up to now with our two drivers and the judges. So this is quite remarkable because this is the first of this lake, and so we have now
So you guys are good to go when you're ready.
setting up for the his run.
So this will be. I didn't hear what Scott is coming in on.
I don't think they said.
What is Scott coming in on? Stuart, what's he coming in on?
55,
Thank you.
14.
14 meters.
So it has been confirmed by the boat that Scott is coming in at
Stuart.
Stuart is coming in at 55 14-meter rope. So he's set up nice and wide, and he's coming in through the gates, past number 1 buoy and now number 2. Nice, very steady skier, very good position. He even saluted as he was going by. He gave us a sign. Wow, that was confidence at its highest.
I was wondering what sign he was giving us, but he actually, can you imagine, he was going around. Boy, he was looking at us and smiling and waving. That is how confident he was. I have never seen that. And that was at 14 meters. Well, I think we know exactly what the outcome of this little challenge is going to be. I don't think he was having any problems at all, and he let us know.
On the contrary, he was not having any problems, he was having fun. And fun, and I don't know whether that wave was just a wave or it was something more than a wave. I didn't count the fingers.
No, I was looking for the fingers. There were 5. It was amazing.
Well, yes, I expected just one, but it's okay.
Zoom in, guys. Zoom in.
We were paid to be mean. It comes naturally. You know, we're getting so much flack from the spectators now about this finger story, and then he's saying we're being mean, but hey, it just comes naturally.
You haven't seen anything yet.
Can't wait. All right, well.
Alright, Luke coming back, 55, 13.
Well, you know, I think Luke is going to be coming back with eyes, bigger sources than we saw with Devet. Luke does not ski at 13, never has. I'm not going to say anything else, because for him to get into 14 is a challenge. Now, is he going to hang in and do 2 buoys like Devet, which I think was really impressive? Or do you think maybe he'll miss the gate and not even do half a buoy? I'm not too sure, but here he comes. Coming in from the left, and it's hard for us to see. He's pulling in for buoy number 1. Is he going to make it? Yes, he's made buoy 1, and he made 1 buoy. Well, there's 1 buoy at 13. I think it's the first time he's ever skied at 13, so this is quite difficult for him.
Well, yes, this is wonderful that he managed to do that, and actually passing through. He sort of smiled at us, saying, well, thank you guys for the support, but that's best I can do. So let's wait and see whether we're going to get another wave from...
That's what I want to know.
So we are anticipating, and I'm preparing to wave back.
I will be disappointed if we don't get acknowledged with a wave by Stuart Scott Eady. I think that he owes it to us, and if he gets past 2, he can afford to give us a wave and even fall.
We are hoping for the wave, and we will be reciprocating in style. If you don't hear us on the air,
The boat, please
just do
tell
know
Stuart
that
that we're awaiting a wave from him.
we are going to be waving back.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Please tell Stuart that we're expecting a wave from him after he's cleared 2 buoys. I've just sent
Okay,
a
we're going to
message.
wave a smile and he's going to give you a surprise.
I've just told the boat that we're expecting a wave, and the boat has told us we are going to get a wave and a smile and something, another surprise. So I'm going to hold him to it. Maybe we should ask him to give us a wave at boy one. So yeah, we want to see the wave, the smile, and we want to see the surprise. He's coming in to boy number one. What is the surprise going to be? He's going to make sure he what? I think he just flashed or something. I'm not sure, it didn't look like it anyway. Yeah, the surprise is, I guess.
Yeah, he ran 6 boys at 13. So Stuart is pass in this couple, and we are coming down to our last couple of the this head-to-head tournament. So it's going to be so it's going to be Gabor against Lloyd Stocks. Nemeth Gabor is Hungarian champion. He's been here visiting South Africa, staying with Robbie during this last week. He's been skiing with them here in training. He's a very, very sweet person with his family. His daughter is one of the drivers. She's driven during the tournament very successfully. Thank you very, very much, Nemeth family. So Gabor is going to be against Lloyd. Lloyd has been skiing quite well in this competition, considering, and Gabor has managed to do, I think, half a buoy at 11 during the competition. Lloyd has not been that high, but I think that Gabor will be starting at 14:55, which is his normal speed. Lloyd, I think, is at 16:55. So let's see who's going to be in boat number 1 and boat number 2. Jan, over to you.
Well, although Gabor doesn't speak English, he's got the most amazing body language. He's the most intuitive person, and I've been fascinated by the friendship that he's had with Robbie over many years. Robbie doesn't speak Hungarian and Gabor doesn't speak English, but they seem to talk to each other, and just he comes over and the way he looks at you and the way he empathizes if things aren't good, or the way he congratulates without any words is absolutely amazing, delightful person. And Lloyd Stocks turned 49 yesterday. It was his birthday. He didn't have a great day on the water, so I think he's going to be wanting a good day on the water today to make up for it.
Yes, you're absolutely right, and I think it's Lloyd that is on the boat number 1 coming in, and he is, yes, that is him, past number 1 buoy. Number 2 right now, he is number 3, nice and stable, around number 4. He's struggling a bit there, but number 5 and I think that 6 and the gates. So that his first pass is successful. As Jan was saying about Gabor, I think that Robbie and Gabor are using the so-called foot and mouth language, which is quite successfully, because they have been friends for so many years.
6 boys.
So officially we've had a score of 6 boys for Lloyd Stocks, so good performance. Lloyd's a very strong guy. He goes to gym, he works out a lot, you can see that. And he looked really stable. I couldn't see nerves in him. I'm sure he was feeling it, particularly taking on an absolute legend like Gabor. But Gabor's also come out of Hungary. They've been having snow there recently. And it's a bit of a turn for the tables, because usually whenever the South Africans go overseas and we're skiing in August or September, we're coming out of our winter. So I just want to tell all you overseas guys, it's our time, and you need to suck it up. You know, you need to deal with what we deal with every year.
Yes, Jan, I'm afraid we are very lucky, and we have managed to be down under for this winter. In Greece, as I said, we snowed last week. Athens was very freezing at the 3 and 4 degrees. So being here at 30 degrees is quite a fantastic situation. So Gabor is off, and he's coming down at 40-meter length at 55, which is his usual startup speed. So he's past number 1 buoy, nice and stable. He's very, very powerful skier. He's got a very, very unique style when he's skiing, especially in short rope. He does the slam dunk, and it's quite amazing to see the slamming into the water and splashing and just getting out in position for the next buoy. Something like Mike Zellender would be doing. Of course, he's the first teacher of the slam dunk style.
Yes, we saw Gabor yesterday literally going around the corner and shoving his elbow in the water, which is a very effective way of slowing down if you don't fall. I think most of us would fall, but he seems to have perfected it. And what I find interesting about these two skiers is they seem to be the calmest of all our skiers. Both, I think, have got a good headspace for a competition like this. Maybe it helps not being first on the water. It's going to be more of a challenge for Lloyd to come back on 13. He has cleared it, I think, once or twice. So it's going to be hard for him, but he can do it. And he seems to be in a good place in his head. So we'll be watching Lloyd come back on 13, and I wish him luck.
If Lloyd does clear the 13, this might be the first couple that will have completed 2 full passes in this head-to-head competition. So let's keep our fingers crossed so that we can have more excitement when they're going to be coming back at even shorter rope at 12. But for the time being, let's see and hope for Lloyd to complete this 13 pass. So Jan, over to you.
Well, wouldn't that be amazing for both of them to clear 13? I would love that. So Lloyd is coming back. On 13, he's going to be hitting a slight headwind, which is rather nice. So coming in from the left. We can't see buoy 1, but he's pulling out. Pulling into buoy number 1, around buoy number 2. Hang in there. Looking good. Buoy number 3. Go for it, Lloyd. Oh, that will be. Well, that isn't a bad score.
Yes, it isn't a bad score. He was being a bit technical. He did not have enough speed around the buoy to help him hold on to the handle, so that it was ripped out of his hands by the powerful boat. So it's, I think, 3.5 for Lloyd. And let's see now what.
But it was a great start. He
Yes,
strong.
amazing for him. He's not run it that often, so having sort of giving it his very, very full try is kind of that's such a challenge. Well done for Lloyd. Very well done for Lloyd.
Okay, you can go.
So Gabor is coming back at
we
13.
coming?
Yes.
Coming back at 13.
Again, we cannot see the buoy number 1 and the gates from here, but we can hear the boat coming down the lake, and we will be seeing him coming out of buoy number 1 to go around number 2.
Lloyd, that was a good start. You were looking strong. You were looking strong. Yeah.
So the boat is off, and they're coming down the lake. Over buoy number 2 is past number 3. Is over number 4, and of course he is through because now he has a full, but he ran the full course and very successfully, so he is through to the next level. So Gabor is through in this pair.
And I just had a long distance chat with
So
Lloyd,
Gabor goes
and you
through.
see he just missed the handle. going into 4. So pity for him, because he was going into the wind, he was looking strong, and I was really thinking he might just run it. But Lloyd, come and have a chat to us. We were hoping for great things. We knew that you could have done it, and we were hoping it would have been a great way for you to have celebrated your 49th birthday yesterday.
So we have now completed the first row of skiers. So we've had 8 head-to-head up to now, and the finalists in this kind of 8 remaining skiers is Robbie against Bruno, Richard against Kyron, Sotiris against Simon, and Stuart against Gabor. So these are the pairs in the next round, and starting with Robbie against Bruno. Waiting to see who is going to be boat number 1 and boat number 2. It's going to be confirmed to us from the starting dock. Who's boat number 1?
So for the second round, everyone will be starting at 13, and I'm really hoping, come have a chat to us, Lloyd. So everyone will be starting at 13 meters for the second round, so just running through the names.
Well done, Lloyd. Well done.
Bruno's going to be...
No, you need it.
Bruno skis at 52 k's an hour, and he'll be doing 13 meters. He is going to be challenging the Robbie Alexander. So here he comes, France versus South Africa. Bruno pulling out a slight tailwind at his 13 meters. Oh, that's a good one on his back foot. He didn't make to. Robbie, this is yours, my friend. Oh gosh, he would have been very disappointed with that. 1 point.
Yes, poor Bruno. He was. I think that must have been nerves, because he did not stand up on his ski around number 1, and as a result, he was always on the back foot. No way to be able to challenge the boat against to get number 2. This is a pity, and of course it's our mistake, because we did not give enough jitters to Robbie to make him feel bad and do his worst.
Well, we've got Lloyd Stocks with us, so again, happy birthday for yesterday. Tell us, what is the mood on the dock like?
No, the mood's awesome. There's a lot of rivalry and camaraderie and a lot of banter. So everyone's talking a big game and trying to outcycle each other out. But it's all part of the game, I think. We had a lot of fun out there. Unfortunately, I got a bit detached. I think I was holding the handle with 2 fingers there. I really wanted to run that just to get I've been running it quite consistently. So, we'll keep working at it.
You were looking really strong. In fact, your boy won 2. You were looking, and as you were going around number 3, I thought, you've got this, Lloyd. You were looking amazing.
Thank you. So did I. And I think I was really a bit overexcited there, and just as I came out of 3, I missed the handle a bit. So I was holding with 2 fingers into 4, and got a bit detached. But here goes Robbie.
You can do commentary if you want.
Okay, so Robbie, great on we're 1 round 2, nice and easy on 3, it's like a walk in the park already. Nice and smooth. As always, a very formidable opponent.
Thanks, boys.
Well, thanks, Lloyd, and not only a walk in the park, but in his very own park. We expected nothing else from Robbie, just a great performance, yet another great performance. So, goodbye to France, hello to South Africa, Robbie Alexander, still the king of his own lake, and I have a feeling he's going to go all the way through. What do you think, Big George?
Yes, I think we have to work very, very hard to put some jitters in his dummy. Yes, and we don't have it, at least I don't see we have it, to do any damage to Robbie's performance, especially in this environment. On the contrary, he enjoys it. So Robbie is sort of through to the first of the gladiators to be through to the semi-finals. So we have now the next couple, which is Richard against Chiron. Namibia against. So this is the situation. So it's the boat's going back to start with the next couple.
Yes, he is, but there's one skier before him. He's ready.
And again, two very evenly matched skiers. Richard would generally get into 11 easily, Karen exactly the same. So if we are going to see two skiers complete two runs, I think it's going to be them.
Can I show you two rows?
Yes, you're right, but again, don't forget that they're starting off at 13, which it's none of these two skiers ever start at 13.
No, but they're
So
starting
it's
14.
not 13 is not something new to them, but again, this is mano a mano. So let's it remains to be seen. So this is why it's exciting, and we are also enjoying it.
And two rows there. 55.
So now, from now on, if they do finish two, I should imagine they then go on to three. So if they do 13, 12, and then they go on to 11, yeah. Until we have a winner,
Yes.
yeah?
I doubt it's going to do two.
And then the next round, are we starting at 13?
Huh?
I just want to pass it under the
Yes, so that we can have more space to go down.
Oh, that's good, thank you, thank you.
Oops, thank you. Ah, yes. We've
That's
got the full
great.
length now,
Thank
so
you
we
so
can
much.
go all the way
We
down
can
to
go
the
down and
yes,
see the first boy.
yes, and wave.
Yeah. Receive, acknowledge the wave. Power, courtesy.
We were not told about who's coming first, but we will be seeing as they're going to be coming past us. The first skier in the water, it looks like Richard from what I see here, because Kieran is going to be at 58. So Richard is going to be at 13, and he's struggling a little bit, but it seems that he is down through 5 and through 6. He is nice, stable skier. He ran the course at 13, right off the dot. So it's in the bag. So Kieran, the pressure is on Kieran. He's going to be coming in at 58 kilometers at 30-meter rope.
But as we were saying earlier, two very evenly matched skiers. Richard looking really calm, really relaxed. He's got a great style. He tends to cut really hard, stay really connected. He gets to the buoy early, and then he sort of pauses, has a little sip of something, grabs a puff of his cigarette, and then takes a turn. I always feel he's got so much time before the buoy. And here he's going to be coming back, so they'll be just carrying on skiing until we have the highest score. Oh, no, it's Karen. So Karen's going to be coming down. And again, 13, a little bit faster, a younger skier. He coaches in the UK. So the only difference is both at 13 meters, he's at 58 k's an hour. So slight tailwind. Some skiers like it, some don't. With a two-handed pull-out, the long buoy 1. Looking good, lovely turn. He gets the speed around. No problem for either of them.
Well, yes, you're absolutely right. This is a real good challenge because we have two equally qualified skiers with a lot of skis under their belt and being able to run up to 11 kind of in competition. So nerves are sort of in place and performance is also in place. The one is at 55, the one 58, but of course much younger. So we are waiting to see what Richard will do. Coming out at 12, this is a real challenge. They've got a little headwind, which is going to be helping them along the course. It's really, maybe this is the time that we will have the two full runs in this challenge. So let's wait and see what's going to happen. It's very exciting.
I actually think that both of them are going to clear it. They're going to be having a headwind, and I don't think either of them are going to have a problem. I'm just wondering whether it's cold. I know they've been wet for a while. Whether this is adding another dimension for the skiers, because there's been no time for them to change, get warm. I'm sure they don't have towels or anything like that with them down there. But I don't control going into the wind is going to be a problem for either of the skiers. But coming back with a tail 11, I think we're going to see a winner between them.
Well, yes, again, Jan, you're right, but this is South Africa, and people in South Africa have proven to be very, very tough. And a little bit of cold and a little bit of wet doesn't give them any sort of reduction in their capabilities. If we were Greeks, yes, we are a little bit of sissies. Over the centuries, we've learned to live a good life, and a little bit of wet and a little bit of cold does a lot of damage to our egos and our performance.
What an admission. What an admission. Somehow I don't believe your country is behind you on that one.
I'm thinking of myself.
But tell us a bit about the Worlds. The World Senior Championship is going to be taking place in Greece. So we're going to be having Richard. Let's see if I can get down and watch that boy win. For Richard when he might make it. I think it is pretty direct. See, yeah, a little bit, yeah. So Richard coming back around boy number 1. Oh my word, what a start. This is most unlike Richard. He will not be happy. I'm just flabbergasted. It is so mortified.
So we've got Namibia that's going to be challenging this half boy of Richard, and I don't think that is going to be too much hard work for him. So it seems that yes, cold does affect the South Africans. And Kieran that has been waiting in the lake now, we see the boat getting to position to start its run. Well done, my boy. Well done. Very well done. Well done. That was a big challenge, and making it to number 2. Wow. Well done. So Kieran is coming down. The boat is lining up for the pull, and just a second. Yes, they're off. So coming down and. For the setup, no ducks around, so that's just good. To the gate and number 1. He's around number 2, and that was it. That was all he needed to do, and he's in the next round.
you know, me and my big mouth saying that both of them would easily make 12. We had a score of half. I mean, we had a score of 1. You guys, really, I actually want to talk to you. Richard, we want to talk to you. This is most unlike you. And you were only beaten by half a boy. What is going on with you guys? I mean, is it the nerves? We want to know it. Are you drinking brandewijn or whatever? But in the meantime, let's have a chat. David, you're with us. Honestly, you never see a 13, a shortening of 13. You ski at 58. It's a super fast speed. You've been improving so much. You've been doing well at 14. You had your PB. And how did you feel when you went in at 13 meters for the first time ever in a competition?
Thank you, Jan. It felt scary. It was the first time I went on 13, not even just in competition, just ever. I never had a rope on 13. It felt short, but I knew I wasn't going to be scared of it and just go in full.
But that showed me that you've got great potential as a skier because you took the ball by the horns and like you said, you weren't scared. You thought, I'm going to give it my best. You didn't think I've never done this before. This is going to be hard.
Yeah, thank you, Jan.
So, great skiing. And Richard, please don't disappear on us. We want to embarrass you. If you don't mind, I know you don't want to talk to you, but we're going to embarrass you even more by not talking to us. We're going to really say a lot about you, so have a chance to defend yourself, please. That was appalling. Half a boy on 12, and then we were saying, the two of you were so matched, you're going to have a headwind into 12, both of you are going to make it. What went wrong?
The headwind. No, I think I didn't allow enough for the headwind. Put me unawares, it's blowing a little bit stronger than it looks on the water. That's what it is.
Well, it was disappointing for us because we were thinking that the two of you would be the first two to actually do 2 clear passes, but it didn't happen.
Well, I did one in the first round and one in the second.
In a row.
No, you obviously don't know how to add.
No, what can we do, man? That's a sport, eh?
Well, it certainly looks like you had a lot of fun on the water. And how did you like the car home to one boy?
Well, that's all he needed.
Yeah, I guess
Safety
so.
check.
Maybe he was retaining some energy out
Yes,
there,
he
but
was.
well done for making it thus far.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So go and have a nice hot coffee. I wanted to ask you, was it cold because you were in the water?
No, it wasn't. No, that's not. Wasn't cold at all.
Okay, well, he only did half on 12, but he's nice to see and he
Not
wasn't
seeing you again,
cold.
okay?
Richard, no, we've been having fun.
Look after yourself, okay?
Thank you very much.
What's on the water? I've lost.
So it is.
Okay,
So
so
it is.
twos. So that's Soterius on the water. Is it true that he always wears that red lucky shorts for good luck?
No. It's he wears it this year. Last year I think it was a blue one, and of course this one is one of the sort of early models that he's been using. Usually the shorts that he's using get the pockets out, and they give him a good resistance to the wind as he's passing the boys. So yes, they fold out these pockets, a special made for Sotiris. Now this red one he's been wearing for the last year, so it's sort of doing very well in his competitions, and up to now he's just done his record at S4 in Greece. And he just successfully passed 13 in his first go at this third round of the competition.
So does he pull pockets out with a tailwind and tuck them in with a headwind?
No, they remain out. It's a lovely sight to see, with pockets flapping in the air and skier really, let's say, tearing down the lake. This is kind of the best of the best. So. Yes, it's very unlike Sotiris without pockets flapping out of the shorts.
So we're back to this big confrontation between Greece and South Africa. And so yes, Greece did 6 boys, but apparently there's some dirty stuff going on with pockets flapping in the wind. And I wonder what other secrets they're hiding from us. In the meantime, South Africa, headed by Simon. It is, oh, I was talking too quickly. A bit of a wobble on 13, but he got 6 boys. So Greece and South Africa are on a par. South Africa with a clean set of bathing trunks, no flapping pockets.
No. Actually, so these no pockets were flying at this stage. These, I said, there's the older model that does not have flying pockets. So they are to be seen, and maybe this couple might give us the opportunity of 2 full passes in this head-to-head. They both successfully passed 13 on their first pass, and they're going to be coming back at 12. Sotiris at 52 kilometers an hour, and Simon at 55.
And I was just reflecting on the half boys score by Richard and the 1 boy score by Karen. And I was just thinking maybe Karen is trying to preserve his energy because he knows he's going to be challenging Robbie Alexander in the next one. So he didn't want to waste his energy on 6 boys just to, as we say in South Africa, be vingat, just to rub it in his nose. I think it's way more important for Karen to rub something in Robbie's nose. So I think he really had to keep all the energy he could.
You're absolutely right, Jan. If I were Karen, I would be doing the same. So we've just been told that Sotiris is coming down 12-meter rope. He's going to be, the boat is lining up in the end of the lake, and starting with a bit of a headwind. Richard confirmed to us that it's a bit more difficult than it looks from up here. But this is what our gladiators are up against, and this is what gives us the pleasant kind of sight. So this is coming back. It's over number 2 and 12. Number 3, he passed number 4 successfully. Number 5, and he's pulling for number 6, and I think that was 12 in the pocket, nice and safely for Sotiris.
In both pockets.
And both pockets are in the trousers.
Well, it didn't surprise me. A nice headwind, really solid skiing by Sotiris. And I do have this feeling, but all my other feelings have been so wrong, that this is when we get 2 passes. Are we jinxing them? I don't know, but I hope so. I mean,
yes, well, this we are paid to do this. This is what we are paid to do.
We were told to make them nervous and create havoc, and let's hope we're achieving that, but not for Simon. I do not want to do that for Simon. South Africa needs to make 6 boys, really. We can't allow Greece to beat us. I mean, this is unacceptable. We've gone through a summer, you come out of winter, you've got enough disadvantages, we can't wish that on you. So yes, it looks like Simon, yes, the boat has started, Simon's coming down. Come on Simon, you can do this. This hopefully is going to be the first time we're going to see a double set of full scores. Let's do this. Round way 3. Looking good. Come on. Some bit of a pull. You could. Unlucky for you, big George. But yes, what did we say? 2 scores of 6.
No, he didn't pass for number 5. Let's wait and see. The judges, I think that although the pass was complete, 5 was not.
Thank
you. Jan, this is Sparta!
Okay, you're gloating. And I'm depressed. I'm 45. I'm just so down because he didn't go around boy 5. He went around the inside. So sadly for South Africa, it was a score of 4 boys. I think you're right, it was the cycling yesterday that did it.
Jan, I'm sorry to say that Greece has come through, even though outnumbered in all these battles, Greece has survived and vanquished the enemy. But this is Sparta!
Just excuse me for 10 minutes, I'm going to drink an ouzo.
So I must say that it's a pity that although we were hoping that we would have two full passes and go for the third pass, this has proven wrong once again. And I'm afraid that we will have to wait quite some time before this happens. We are going to the next couple, and this is going to be a challenge because we have two almost equal skiers. We have Stuart, who is from England, and we have Gabor from Hungary. So we are at peace with Jan at this in this couple. We don't have anything to fight about. So let them kick themselves dead.
And we don't care who wins, right?
So basically, Stuart against Gabor. Stuart is going to be happy because he doesn't have a lady to fight against, because we know that he's a real gentleman, allowing the lady to win. So here we have, we don't know who's going to be starting off, but it's going to be at 13, which is a challenge in itself. And I think it looks like Gabor as being the number one, but I might be corrected. As a matter of fact, it is Gabor. No. Yes, so it's Gabor running 13 and completing the 13 successfully. So as he was first in the lake. Stuart will be following now. Yes, they have it confirmed from the judges. 6 boys for Gabor.
So 6 boys, tailwind, and he's a right towards here, and I saw on boy number 2, he dipped that elbow into the water. It'll be fun watching him come back on 12, because we'll definitely be seeing a bit of his slam dunk, which is quite unique. It's something that went out, I think, 30 years ago, and it's interesting that it still works for Hungary.
Yes, it is interesting. It is kind of slowing speed down, as Jan says. Zelander basically didn't just put his arm down, he put his whole body into the water, slamming it and then jumping out in position to challenge the pull. So here we have Stuart in the traditional skiing position.
Okay, we ready to go?
And ready to go.
Okay, we're coming.
There's no choice of line here. This is 13 meters off the dock. And I don't think that he'll have the the wave this time, although we are hoping for it. Let's see how he goes. So round number 2, nice pull for number 3, and he's nice around number 4. No wave this time. Number 5 and clear the pass, so they're both set up for having successfully run 13, come back at 12. Now Jan, tell us what are the chances that we'll complete 12 in this part of the competition?
I'm going to keep my big mouth closed, because every time I make a prediction, the skiers muck it up. They're just not listening to me. I tell them clear it. They do half a boy, they do 1 boy. I say, no, next skier, they're going to go out, they're going to do it. I mean, another half boy, 1 boy. This is pathetic, so I'm saying nothing now.
Well, as you are saying nothing, now I'm going to say they will run the pass. Yes, I'm putting my money on this, that they'll both run the pass. They are both very, very qualified, and they understand this situation. They've got a headwind, which has dropped a little bit as we're speaking now, making it an absolute fantastic conditions. So they both can do it, they both want to do it, and they are actually very, very equal in their performance. So I'm hoping and I'm believing that we will have the first 2 passes successful in this head-to-head challenge.
You know, I think we need to bring in a little new ruling, which is if they both do 6, it's the one that waved at us, then they get 6.5.
Yes,
half
this is the first time,
that style.
Coming back 12.
Yeah, Yes,
Gabor
the
coming back.
drivers just advised that the first boat is in line coming back at 12-meter rope, and it's going to be Stuart. No, Gabor.
It'll be Gabor, and I'm going to be watching very closely as he goes around on the left side, because he's a right-foot skier. See him dip that elbow into the water. And how he doesn't drag and fall, I've no idea, but it's quite unique. And also I've been noticing that most of the skiers have been doing two-handed zero entries. Looking really smooth. Did you see it? Dipping that little elbow in. Will you do it in 6 again? No. How he recovers from that, it's quite unique. So I'm hoping you're going to be right, actually, Big George. Yeah, you said they would do 6. Now the question is, will we now see another 6?
Yes, this is exactly it. And of course, this pair are very lucky because we had a drop in the wind. And yes, there's still a headwind, but it's still nice and very, very pleasant. It stops you. Doesn't allow you to go too fast to the buoy, and you need to pull hard. This is the flow. And according to Sotiris, our teacher in Greece, here once you are in the 12, you have to put 2 turbos to work for you because this is where you need to go.
Okay.
So now the boat, the second boat is lining up for the pass of Stuart. She is kind of knows that Gabor has completed the run, so he knows what he has to do. And of course it is a tough one. It is a tough one.
Stuart coming back at 12.
So he's off. Coming to the course, 2 ducks around, so that's good. Nice wide setup through the gates. Yes, number 1. Around number 2, going for number 3. Yes, number 3. He seems confident. And the number 4, he takes. What a pity! What a pity! It was the back leg that sort of. Didn't allow him to take the full turn, and so we are wrong again. Once again, we have been proven wrong.
You took the words out of my mouth. I couldn't wait to rub it in your face that your prediction was wrong. But when Stuart came in, I was watching him again with a 2-handed gate, and he was wobbling, and I thought, you're nervous with this one, which is such a pity, because that was one I was really hoping I was hoping you would be right, actually. It would have been great to have seen that. But, well, we now have the second round complete, and we have gone from 16 skiers.
4.
Yes, to 8, and now to 4. We are going into hallowed ground, so we are going to be seeing Robbie Alexander going against Karen Sprake, and we are going to see Greece's Sotiris with the questionable pockets going against Hungary, Gabor.
Yes, well, actually, funnily enough, and kind of in spite all this kind of pre-South Africa mambo jumbo, there's only one South African in this last part of the course. You have Kyran, who is Namibian, you have Sotiris, who is Greek, you have Gabor, who is Hungarian, and you've got the only Robbie standing for South Africa. So what do you have to say about that?
Well, I would say that you have only got Sotiris for Greece. What a shame.
Well, yes, but I have something else. Believe it or not, Robbie, Gabor and Sotiris are training in Greece.
But they've all left Greece and they've all come to South Africa to enjoy our beautiful weather and to ski here in Stellenbosch in South Africa. Why would they want to leave Greece?
Because they want to beat South Africa. It's
Okay,
so
Robbie
simple.
coming out on
It's a no-brainer.
Okay, well, you know what? Robbie's going to be on the water, so all this hot air doesn't count. It's when the South Africans are on the water, that's what counts. And you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. This is it. We're going to see a perfect performance. So, Robbie Alexander on the water.
Well,
On 12 meters, around boy 2, around 3, around 4. Lovely cow, what's the way it opens up? Ah, South Africa is just cruising this. It's never been easier. It's only 12 meters. Oh, Robbie, let me tell you, that was nothing. I hope Greece is shaking in their boots.
well, Greece has come out from much worse than this, and over the ages we've been doing it for millennia. So, I think that Kyron now for Namibia will be trying his best. I think that he's put a big thing on his head. 12 meter directly at 58.